Chock, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure, man.
Coming up on another fight of yours. How did this John Wayne Parr bout come about?
Well, I got approached by DDP, the promoters doing this, and asked me would I be interested in fighting John Wayne. And I was sort of 50-50 in fighting, but me being so competitive the way I am, I did want to leave on that note, my legacy on that note, as far as the last fight with Horn. So I looked at this fight and thought it was a great opportunity. He's a legend, that's built a career with Muay Thai, but obviously he's a stand-up fighter. He knows how to fight. He's one hell of a warrior. So I knew it would be a great fight.
So looking back almost a year ago to the aftermath of that Jeff Horn fight, you sort of said, it's probably time to pack it in, hang up the gloves. But was it ever, was retirement ever, did that ever happen? Were you always in the gym over the past sort of 8 months?
No, well, I would have been always content with, leaving, with going out with Horn. But the way it ended and the way that I lost, I'm too competitive to leave my legacy on that note. So I stayed in the gym a little bit. I knew I wanted something, and then this came up, man. So I thought it was a great fight, and it'll be a chance for him to sort of end his legacy and put mine right too.
He said he's retiring after this fight. The same for you? Will this be your last one, or?
Well, I want to base it on performance. You know what I mean? If I perform the way I've been training and in camp and being, believe I'm going to perform the way I'm going to perform, then I'll have a look if there's another option that gets me up. Fights that's only going to get me up is what I will fight for. Otherwise, I will be done. Yes.
Because that is one thing you said after the Horn bout, that maybe you weren't doing it for the right reasons. Or
yeah, I think it'll just become sort of habit, and it just, but I want a purpose to that habit, and if there's purpose out there with fights with purpose, then I will definitely have a look,
What does that look like for you? What is purpose in terms of?
Purpose means like gratification, you know what I mean? It's going to get me motivated, get me inspired into certain fights that'll do that for me,
Any names that you've got in your mind?
No, not really. I know there's a big fight after us, which is Horn and Zarafa too. So I'll have a look at that, and if they understand who they are and understand who I am, and we can negotiate a fight, I'll definitely fight the winner. I hope it's going to be Horn, but I doubt it. It doesn't matter if it's Zarafa or Horn. I'll beat both.
You think Zarafa's going to win the rematch?
Yes.
Same as last time?
I'm not sure if it'll be the same, but it'll definitely. He's got just better skill than Horn.
Is the weight an issue for Jeff Horn going right up to middleweight?
It shouldn't be, weight going up shouldn't be as an issue as it's coming down. What they've done to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So coming down is a lot harder than going up, believe me. So I fought Denny Green at 83 kilos. Yeah. My biggest fight was at 77 before that. So weight going up is, you feel better, you're stronger, but coming down, you're drained and withdrawn.
Is Danny Green, Anthony Mundine 3 an option?
I would love that. That's a fun fight I would love, and would definitely, jump at straight away. I mean, I would love that fight. I've told him. I've even said on national television with the celebrity TV show, try to bait him into it. He don't want none of this, man. I'll even fight him at whatever weight he wants. He want to fight 90, I'll fight 90. It don't matter. I just know I'm the better fighter. I won the second fight as well, but we all seen that. But boxing's boxing. I'm not going to be the first one to be snipped, and it'll be others after me. So
yeah, hugely controversial the way that second fight ended, and a lot of things that happened in the fight as well. That you're saying, you're so competitive, you must want to run that back.
I would love to run it back. That's if he's a real man, he would run it back. But like I said, I don't think he wants these hands.
And it looks like he's going into promotion now. He's putting on footy fights now.
Yeah, man. I mean, just listen, mate. Get out of the promotion game. Come see me one last time. Then we can be friends forever. You know what I mean? Let me beat you up, get the victory, and then we'll be friends forever. All right? That's all you got to do.
Because he still looks in shape. He still looks.
I mean, he should stay in shape. He got some gym, so you know.
Nice. But just going back, you know, if Horn wins, obviously that's another one you'd want to.
Yeah, definitely.
What were you able to take out of that fight last year?
Man, what happened in that fight was that I truly believe that was God's will. That's number one. But I went against God. He was showing me that he's the master, he's the king. You know, I played, I don't know if you noticed, but I played the Fatiha, which is the prayer, the Muslim prayer, before the music. And mixing them two is a haram, which is a no-go sort of zone. So Allah showed me that he's the king. Don't you ever play with me like that, you know what I mean? And I tried to, you know, ask for forgiveness before, but it still plays on my mind. But inshallah, he will show the redemption of Mundine on the 30th next week.
Does that come down, was it just the music, or was it like the whole, sort of the reason you took the fight and other things that going into it as well?
No, it was just I was good in champ, I was strong, feeling strong, but obviously the weight drained me a bit and I couldn't put on about 4 kilos in the second weigh-in, so I was very weight drained. But you know, it was a fair game. They would have put me at middleweight, you know, like they're fighting Zarafa. But you know, it is what it is.
And in terms of pay-per-view buys, everyone in Australia is watching it. Pubs and clubs are filled out watching it. Stadium, 50,000 people, 50,000 seat stadium. That must make you sort of think, you know, all these people still want to see you fight or still tuning in. Does that?
Well, that's gonna be the story of the redemption. You feel what I'm saying? Like, how can a dude get caught in the first round and then come back and be victorious? Not once, but maybe twice, but maybe 3 times. In big fights. That's my motivation right now. You know what I mean? I want to inspire a generation of what I'm about to do, inshallah.
So this is the next chapter. The comeback is the next chapter.
I wouldn't call it a comeback because I've been here for years. You know what I mean? But it's the redemption, and it's the, you know, it's not about the setback. It's about the bounce back. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. In terms of other sort of bounce backs you've had in your career, going back to footy, does this feel any different? Are your lessons learned from the other ones?
No, I mean, yeah, obviously it's different in sports, you know, footy, boxing, but you know, there's team sport and individual sport. But boxing is a lot more emphasis on yourself, where footy's the team and whatnot. But yeah, you learn, man. I feel great right now. My camp was unbelievable. All the hard work's done. Now it's just mental preparation. It's just fine-tuning the body, getting the body right, massages, you know, recovery, and you know, getting the weight right. And it's on, baby. I'm ready to go.
So you're training out with Billy Dibb a month or 2 ago. Who are the guys that you've been sparring and training alongside?
I've been sparring everybody, man. Like everybody, you know what I mean? One sparring session, I had 5 dudes. I was sparring 5 different guys. You know, they all fresh. You know what I mean? Coming in and out. So I'm ready, man. I've done the hard work. You know, my body's a bit taxed from the hard work. But the next another 3 more days, or 2.5 more days of hard work, and then I want to start tapering down and really you know, replenishing my body.
John Wayne Parr, you mentioned he's a legend in Muay Thai in Australia, but he's had a boxing background as well.
Yeah.
A while back now, but he had about 10 professional fights, including against Nader Hampton. He went 10 or 12 rounds with Sakia Bika.
Yeah, I mean, he's a warrior. It's one thing of what John Wayne Parr is, a warrior. He's one guy that can fight. No matter what type of fight it is, he can fight. You know, stand up, grapple, you know, elbows, knees, whatever. But, you know what I mean, he's coming to win, man. He's coming to win. This is his, like he said, this is his legacy-defining fight of his career. So he's going to come with a lot of want, a lot of will. But the big difference in this fight is the skill. And inshallah, that's going to prove and show on the night.
There's a lot of respect between you two. It's fairly evident, which is, you know, so the sort of build-up is, it's not been low-key so much, but it hasn't been as sort of...
I'm sure it'll get fiery when it needs to. I'm sure he's been... I mean, he said... To me, he's acting a bit too confident. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks he's really going to beat me. Like... He don't know, you know. He don't know who I am, or he thinks I'm past. And I'm gonna show him, proving. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show him, you know, that you shouldn't underestimate somebody like me, especially with my caliber of boxing.
What are the sort of main skill differences between
speed, everything? I mean. I'm just, for me, as I look at a fighter perspective, my feet's better, I'm faster, I'm more accurate, my skill, my general ring awareness. He's a straightforward, he's typical, to me he's similar to Danny Green. Like, in that robotic, you know what he's going to do. You know, he's not going to change much. Coming forward to seek and destroy, basically. And, you know, you can't hit what you can't see. And not just that, he thinks he's going to come in and just throw punches and it's going to be happy days. I mean, he's going to get a shock in his life.
You mentioned he's fighting for his legacy with his last fight. If this is your last fight, or even if you continue, what do you want your legacy to be in Australian boxing and Australian sport as well?
Well, I really feel I've already imprinted my legacy. There's one reason why I played for St. George. I want you never to forget it. Never before, never again. That was their slogan. And that's the same with me. Ain't no one done what I've done, and I doubt it'll be ever done again, unless one of my boys do it. You know what I mean? That's it.
In terms of what you achieved in football or the crossover?
By everything, everything. I mean, who's crossed over, not just in Australia, but in the whole wide world? Who's crossed over and done what I've done in boxing? I've done in boxing what no boxer has done. You know, won world titles in descending weight, descending super middle, super welter. Nobody's done that in boxing. Yet, and I should have played for my country in league. That's why I left the game, because of the politics and the boys' clubs and this and that. And they wanted me to sort of show me who was boss. You know what I mean? That power sort of trip and stuff. You know what I mean? So I said, well, you want to be the power trippers? I'm out of here. I'm going to make my own journey. But, you know, I played all the junior reps, played Australian schoolboys, played junior kangaroos. You know, I should have played for my country. You know, if they're real, if the NRL are real, Bozo from Manly, what's his name? His real name? Bob Fulton, and all them cats. Johnny Raper, if they're real, they'll come out and say, you know what, Chalk, we did you wrong. We did you wrong. You know what we're going to do for you? We're going to give you an Australian jersey today because you deserved it back then. And that'll mean a lot to me. You know what I mean? If they were real men. But I don't know if they're real or not. You know? I'm real. I know I'm real.
Do you often wonder, considering what you were able to achieve in boxing, if you'd stayed in league, like what might have been?
If I truly believe if I stayed in the league, I would have been immortal. I swear to God. I was just getting better. You know what I mean? I was in my prime. I was 24 years old when I left. And I already went to 3 premierships. Won one with Brisbane in the Super League. It was been another decade of dominance in the league with me if I would have stayed. You know what I mean? I was only getting better. I was still a kid in the game. You know what I'm saying? So there's no doubt that I would have been, in the 400 club with Cameron Smith. You know what I mean?
24? I didn't realise you were that young.
I was 24.
Yeah.
24, turning 25.
Yeah, right.
So I retired, I think, in April 2000, which I was 24. And then in May 21st, I turned 25.
You think the game or the people that are running the game or the people who are in control of the game now, do you think it's changed from now to...
100%. 100% it's changed. It's not as enjoyable to watch. I mean, they took the best things out of footy, man.
Yeah.
The shoulder charges, the entertainment, you know what I mean? There's too much structure, you know what I mean? They let certain players play off the cuff, but there's not enough off the cuff footy and just let them play footy stuff. It's all structured stuff. I don't watch the game as much as I used to, and to be honest, but I still love the game, but I don't watch it as much as I used to watch it. I couldn't tell you most of the NRL players. Only obviously the guys that got profiles, but a lot of the NRL players I wouldn't know who they are.
What would you change? What would you change about rugby league if you're sitting in Todd Greenberg's chair? Or
Man, I'll bring back the biff. No, I'll bring back the shoulder chart. I'll bring back the entertainment to the game. You know what I mean? I'll put in some rules that will let them play off the cuff, let them play open sort of footy. You know what I mean? Entertaining footy. You know what I'm saying? Where Broncos in the 90s, Canberra Raiders in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like the Dragons in the 90s. You know what I mean? So you need that. You need to bring that back, man, and let players get away with a little bit more. They can't. I mean. They can't what can you say? They can't get away with anything, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They can't be annoying. You know what I mean? Just back in the day, there's certain players that were just annoying. You know what I mean? Just hit you late after the shoot. Mate. They're in a contact sport. You know what I'm saying? Let them make contact.
And like the things like the one punch or even a slap now.
Yeah, well, that's stupid, bro. That's stupid. I mean, if there was a fight in the crowd, or at a footy game with 100,000 people, where are most of the people watching? Look, their eyes are on the fight, that next deal, or the footy game.
Fight.
100%. So we've got to bring that a little bit back. Let it give and take a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They have to let the beef come back a bit. Obviously, you can't go too crazy, but let them get away with it a bit. One punch here, one punch there. If you connect a guy and you break his jaw and he's out for 6, then give him time. 12 weeks or whatever suspension. But if it's on, it's a fair go and they're both having a good crack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And come in and stop it like they did used to stop it in the 80s. Let them have a few punches and then come in, whoop, blow it up, and let the crowd get a bit of entertainment.
And then guys they get it out of their systems, right?
Exactly, bro.
If you
exactly.
Pull it up.
That's probably one of the reasons I don't watch the game as much, because there's no entertainment anymore. Yeah. They took all the entertainment out of it.
And
if
guys,
the shoulder barges, the lifting of the tackles, you can't even lift them horizontally anymore. Yeah. Even if they do land on their back or their side. You know what I mean? As soon as you lift them horizontally, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could get cited for it. You know what I mean? Listen, bring back the good stuff, mate. Bring back the game when it was in the 80s and 90s. Believe me, you get a lot more fans.
Because then it's...
Including me.
Because then guys, say a guy gets tip tackled or whatever, a pass horizontal. He's fired up. He should be able,
Mate.
not that I'm condoning fighting, but when it's all pent up, it's just penalty, rather than just let them have a big scrap, then we get back to playing the game.
Mate, remember the fight? I was an international test. Remember, I was a kid. I was a teenager. International test. Australia were playing New Zealand. And I was just coming to the sideline.
All the way off the field.
All the way off the field. They just go, hey, man, I was the greatest athlete of all time. You know what I mean? Like, it's the best to watch. And like, I still remember that vividly, like in my head when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, the next generation ain't gonna have that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Paul Gallen, Nate Miles. It's still
mate.
The highlights of, Queensland's period of dominance. But it's probably the top of the highlight list.
My son CJ, he always watch some footy stuff and obviously wants to get better at the craft and whatnot. But he was showing me all the beefs, over in the origins and that, And I remember one year, it was 95, I think it was. So I was playing first grade, and when Tommy Radonicus was the coach, and they said, as soon as we go on the scrum, when we practice scrum, we called cattle dog. It's on, boys. It's on. You know what I mean? They jump in the scrum, they call cattle dog, and it's just on. Their mates fighting mates. Hopper's fighting what's the bloke? More from on the winger. More. They're just into it, mate. I'm like, how good is that? Like, you can't buy that TV. You know what I mean? You can't buy that vision. So I don't know, man. They've got to do something about that in order to bring it back to where it was, and but obviously be a little bit lenient on that sense, but still make sure there's consequences at certain things.
Common sense, I think they call it.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Bring it back. And sort of the politics and stuff of when you left, we got. I don't know if it's similar from your perspective with guys like Latrell. Every couple of days is a news story about Latrell Mitchell signing or not signing or doing this or doing that. Cody Walker, a little bit similar. Has that side of the game changed for you from your perspective?
There's always going to be speculation, but I really feel, to be honest, coloured boys, especially Aboriginal boys, depicted differently. You know what I mean? They're made to be felt alone, made to be felt, like they're doing something wrong. It's like sort of trying to put them back in their place. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where Latrell, he's earned the right to get the money that he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was Daddy Cheddar Evans is on 1.2 million, if he was chasing another club and they wanted to give him more money, they wouldn't say nothing about him. You know what I mean? It's about race, mate. It's the systematic institutionalized racism. I don't blame, the people, like the masses. You know what I mean? It's the government and the system in order that it filters down from, that teaches this psychic that's embedded into their psychic at a young age from a little kid. They don't even know they're racist. They don't even know it. They're blinded to it because they're just taught that way, and they think it's right.
So this is beyond or above, far greater than just rugby league, right? This is
100%. You know what I mean? And brothers like Latrell, Cody, and the brothers coming through with the game now, they're feeling that ramification from this system. You know what I mean?
Can it be changed?
Racism, you ain't racism is taught. You know what I mean? You ain't born racist. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you get a little 6-month-old black kid, 6-month-old white kid, they don't know what racism is. You know what I mean? They just play with together. Then when they get 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're the same. But as soon as they get some intellect and start to get some knowledge from social surroundings and that systematic, institutionalized racism that I was talking about, that's when they get separated.
Do you have, or who, are there people out there that say a young kid coming up, young Indigenous boy coming up through, say, rugby league, there's someone out there that you say, go talk to this man or woman for guidance, for just to sort of be able to say, look, all this external stuff.
There's no certain person. You know what I mean? I know I'm the real deal as far as when it comes to being honest, speaking truth. You know what I mean? And tell them how it is, and tell them what to look for, and how to be strong, and how to, try and give them the best advice as I can, as I've been through it myself. But they just got to turn to people around them that's positive, you know what I mean, that loves them, that cares for them, and wants the best for them, in their best interest.
And your young one, CJ, just signed a couple of months ago with the Rabbitohs?
Yeah, he just signed with the Rabbits, man. Like, to be honest, he's sort of a late bloomer. He went all right in the juniors, don't get me wrong, but since he started to play men the last 6 months, I think he really come of age as far as confidence and knowing his ability. Yeah. You know what I mean? And knowing that he is capable of making a difference in the team. So that's really been good to watch over the last 6 months. And he played in the Aboriginal knockout, and they went all the way to the last 8 teams. They got beat by Fox Addo Carr's team, Foxy Carr, the Waterloo Storm, just beat them on the bill.
Oh, really?
And CJ, played with Nanama, which is a Wellington team where my mum's from, with Tyron Peachy, Tony Staggs, where they're from, and they just got beat. So, but he had a great game, and everyone was raving on about how good he played, and how he come on. And everyone saw a surprise. So it was good to see. And he played in the South Comp with the Matchville Tigers, and played, only played 3 or 4 games, but in them 3 or 4 games got 3 man of the matches of Maddo Tigers. So he really come of age, and obviously, people seen that, and he's worked hard for it, and he wants to make a career out of it. So he's doing everything he can in his powers to emulate me in the football sense.
And you played alongside him for a little bit.
Yeah, I played a couple of games. I mean, I was rusty as not as fast as I used to be, but that was just the one to tick the box for me, to play my son. Like, I didn't go too bad, but if I was fitter, match fitter, and had a chance to train for it, I would have competed better. But he got man of the match a couple of times there. So when I played with him, so yeah, he was doing well, man. I'm proud of him. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He just he's a good kid. He's a humble boy. He's very respectful, and that's what you can ask from somebody.
He's playing 5'8" or fullback?
Nah, he plays. I believe his position's fullback, but he's versatile. He can play fullback. He can play in the halves. He played a bit of hooker in the knockout, because they're using, obviously they're using like fast guys out of dummy half that can play out the line. So he can play a bit of hooker, and play anywhere in the back line. Centres if he needs to, wing, but yeah.
And when you played, what was the setup? Did you start? Or did you come on?
No, I come off the bench. I mean, I wasn't that prepared, but I come off the bench. I mean, you gotta remember, I haven't sprint trained or done it like proper running in like nearly 20 years, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. Instead of being like a leopard like I used to be, I was just like a turtle. But I was just trying to get out there and just set them up, get the boys to the line. Just had a bit of fun.
You come in the halves?
Yeah, I come in the halves. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And getting back to boxing, got to ask you about a few of the other fights coming up over the next couple of weeks or month or so, because it's a really yeah, that's sure. It's a really bright time for Australian boxing across the board. How do you see where Australian boxing is right now?
I think it's in it's got a lot of good up and coming talent. It's got a great up and coming talent, great future. So all these new boys, the Maloneys, the Tim Zoos, the Jai Patea, all these new brothers coming through, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna sort of hold the flag and try and, you know, get as much success as they can. And I wish them nothing but the best.
Do you see, not a role for you, but like do you see yourself as the guy that sort of brought it back, or maybe started the current trend, and these guys are carrying?
Oh, definitely. I think like boxing was pretty much then what I come to in 2000. But I said back then I want to bring it back. I'll bring it mouth to mouth, and that's what I did. I brought it back to life, and throughout my whole 2 decades of holding the flag and setting the trend sort of for the next generation, it's all starting to come through and pave the way. I've sort of paved the way for these next fighters to have their own pay-per-view, you know what I mean, and have their own fan base, which is good, man.
And I suppose Tim Tszyu is the guy sort of closest to the front of that pack, sort of taking over the pay-per-view. He's about to headline his 3rd of the year.
Yeah. Obviously, Tim's similar. Obviously, not similar to me, but similar to me in the sense that he's got the name. You know, he's got the name that his dad imprinted on this country and done so well. Cost is a total gentleman and a champion fighter, and I think that name, you know, Timmy's leveraging off that, which is good on him. You know, he's got some talent. He's still, I feel, a bit green, but he'll learn, he'll grow. To see how far he's going to go, we don't know. You know what I mean? That's the unseen, so we don't know. But God willing, he goes well.
And he's fighting in 2 weeks now, week after you.
Yeah.
Jack Brubaker, sort of battle of the.
Yeah, Jack's I sparred Jack one time.
Yeah.
He's a awkward customer. He can fight, Jack. So it'll be a very entertaining fight. That's for sure.
And the other huge fight, we spoke about Horn Zerafa, but Anthony Joshua and Ruiz too is the other one that's coming up.
Yeah, man.
How do you see that going?
I don't know, man. I just don't think. I just think that Ruiz is a beast, bro. Not to underestimate in the first one, but I think Joshua at his best and Ruiz at his best. Ruiz beats him. You know what I mean? So I think just style makes fights. You know what I mean? I just don't think that Anthony's style is good for. I mean, Ruiz's style is good for Anthony.
Ruiz, when you watch them, Ruiz seems like the more natural boxer.
Yeah.
Joshua's a phenomenal athlete for sure.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's been trained into being a boxer, whereas Ruiz, it's just, you saw it comes naturally.
Yeah, it does, man. Ruiz, he's trained for this his whole life since he was a kid. You know what I mean? The chubby little Mexican brother that has had fields of dreams. I mean, goals of dreams. You know, to become world champion, and now he's grasped that and got that, and he's seeing the fruits that come with it. You know what I mean? The attention, you're the king of the world, you know, basically in the boxing game. You know what I mean? Because there's only one king, which is Allah, but you're the king of the world in the boxing game, and he wants to have that title and keep that title. So I think he's going to be one motivated cat.
I suppose the other guy that could be considered king of boxing right now is Canelo. Obviously a guy that you would have had your sights on a few years back.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it would have been great to fight him. Just to test my skills against him, you know. I think he's a great fighter, man. Like, he's just so good. You know what I mean? He's so professional, so good. But it would have been good to test my skills just to see where I was with the best, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, he had that one loss against Mayweather, but skills beat him that bout, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know.
How do you reckon that fight might have gone if you got him around 2012, 2013?
Yeah, man. I would have done well, bro. I would have done a lot better than a lot of the guys that he did for it. You know what I mean? And give the opportunity to, but you know, We'll see how we go in the next few fights. And I'll see if my skills are still there.
Never say never.
Never say never, bro.
Awesome. That's a good place to wrap it up. Appreciate you coming on.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
No worries, bro.
Cheers, brother.